Happy New Year. I'm Cynthia. I'm here with Doug, and we'll help you make money in the stock market with information you will not find anywhere else because we are
Wall Street Media. You know, it's only New Year for models. The rest of us folk been working.
But it's my day back.
Yeah, I know.
I know. People kept saying that. Like, I was like, how?
It's amazing.
And I'm like, oh, you don't have to go back to work. Like, no, actually, I have to go back on the work on the 26th of December. And I'm like, oh, really?
Really? Everyone's not off for 2 months?
I thought the stock market closed for like weeks.
The stock market is not allowed to close.
It closes on like other days, doesn't it? Like
but not that many
Day?
in a row.
Well, it needs to get better plans with their
employers. Guys, better plans. But for those of you who are at work right now, we have cool stuff, man. Needham for 3 days. We're back with a bang.
3 days? How many rooms?
8.
That's exhausting.
Oodles and oodles of stuff. And to start off with, 2 videos. How about that?
That's very good. Well, if you want to follow it, you can go to wsw.com/webcast/Needham, Needham 27.
You don't have to spell it. If they can't spell Needham, they just can't go.
Well, they made it put need with an with UM.
It's 2009. We're raising the bar for the show here.
All right. Forget it. No more spelling for you.
All right.
Anyway, James W. Green, president and CEO of ALOG, ALOG ticker, spoke about their pioneering technology from analog to digital conversion for medical imaging and discusses their new multi-slice CT data management system set to launch this summer, which is expected to grow share.
No, these guys make some really cool stuff and some very advanced things. And we have a video of him here that we're going to cut to in 1 second. But then you should go to the URL that Cynthia gave you and watch the whole thing because he's also got a really impressive video there embedded into a slideshow.
Absolutely. Thanks, Doug. You're full of information this year.
I am full of information all the time.
Anyway, go to the clip, Mike.
With 850 units in operation in airports around the world, our exact AN6000 is the workhorse of the Examiner 3DX high-speed inline automatic explosive detection systems. It's marketed around the world by our partner L3. The new Examiner SX is designed to meet the needs of the small to mid-size airports. And this fall, we'll be introducing the latest and very high-speed inline check systems for large airports, handling the new high-capacity aircraft. All our systems use our continuous flow volumetric CT technology. Looking at the medical imaging business, though less affected than the CT market, the MR market continues to be under pressure in the United States. So our Copley acquisition was key to strengthening our business while expanding new customer opportunities. Our selenium-based direct digital mammography plates will drive growth as our customers penetrate new markets. The introduction of a new multi-slice CT data management system this summer is expected to grow share in CT. For end-user BK ultrasound business, our hospital sales of surgical ultrasound products are poised to grow with the introduction of the new generation UltraView and Flex Focus product families, which are designed to grow business in our current served markets while enabling growth in new adjacencies and new geographies. And for security, we see growth opportunities in checked baggage, driven by our expanded product offering of the Examiner SX into the mid-tier airports, and the upcoming ultra-high-speed Examiner XLB for large airports. We're also exploring with the TSA a dual version use for checked and checkpoint for the very small and small airports.
And we're back.
Super good stuff, right?
Super good stuff. Thank you, Mr. Green.
And we've got another one.
Got another one. We've got Greg Urich, President and CEO of American Superconductor, AMSC, discussed the potential of the power grid market in the U.S., Europe, and worldwide, and announces the first order for the Chinese power grid, which begins. You love China.
I do. Let me tell you, while you were away, I was in here slaving away, trading, and I made a pile of money in cast, and I bought Chinese options, and the bastards, they got me in the back. They took my bid offers. So I ended up making like 20% in a day. I didn't really want to sell them, but I put offers in on Chinese stocks, on CHL and FXI. I bought them both, and then I always have offers in just in case the price goes up too much or goes down too much. Yeah. And I came in, somebody scooped them up. China's awesome. My Vietnamese one, remember that? That I told you, the Vietnamese scooter company that I bought trading in Hong Kong? Thank you, E-Trade. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was up 80% in 4 weeks.
Very good.
And StockTwits, guys, Canal, give Canal Happy New Year.
Canal?
Yeah, you
Canal
have to.
Street?
Canal, OO, from StockTwits.com.
Oh, I remember.
DXO, he put me in DXO. Remember we were talking about that?
Very good.
Yeah. Guys, if you were watching the show, for me, not her, I told you about Canal, right? DXO. Remember I was telling you?
Remember the three
oil one?
musketeers that'll impress our peers this new year?
I know. Listen.
Got StockTwits,
DXO,
Covester, and who's the other one? Investopedia.
$1.82. Last trade, $3.59. You doubled your money in 2 weeks
Very good.
from StockTwits.
Do you want me to finish what I was saying?
Yeah, I like this guy too. I get excited. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Anyway, and announced the first order for the Chinese power grid, which begins a strong potential market grid development. Cut to the clip, Mike.
Power grid. This is the next growth curve for our company. What about the economic downturn in this particular case? Well, electric utility spending, is likely to slow down in North America and Europe. Probably rate cases are going to be scrutinized more under the current conditions. On the other hand, Congress and the President-elect are driving infrastructure spending, including the grid spending. A big deal in Washington with the transition team right now is how do we get electricity generated at wind sites or solar farms to the customers, to the load centers, as we call them. And so a lot of effort is going on here. I think that'll continue to be a growth sector, not just in the United States, but quite clearly in the growth economies of India, Turkey, Brazil, around the world. So maybe this year will be a little bit slower, but we're going to talk about a lot of growth going forward in this sector for sure. Our approach here is that we meet with electric utilities, analyze their grids with our network solutions team, and then specify the products that will solve their problems with blackouts and brownouts and other power quality problems, and sell them the hardware that goes to provide those solutions. General approach. The products we're selling today and have been selling commercially for a good number of years now. Took a while to get adoption of these new technologies in the transmission grids of the country and the world, but they're now selling. So our DVAR system, dynamic VAR system, is one that we've been selling since 2000, stabilizes voltage in the grid, prevents blackouts, and enhances grid reliability. And we're also now selling our static VAR compensators over the last year. This is two key products for this build-out and modernization of the grid in the United States and the build-out of grids around the world, such as in China. So what does a DVAR do? Again, stabilizes voltages and so forth. And all of the DVAR sales are in the power grid sector, that second growth wave. So here we're looking at a substation in Iceland where we put this into a substation to stabilize voltage that is serving an aluminum smelter in Iceland. Here's one set of DVARs in a wind farm in South Australia, stabilizing the voltage on a dynamic basis for the electricity being generated in that wind farm. So we're serving today more than 20 electric utilities and 40 wind farms worldwide. This is part of the growth of that power grid sector that I mentioned earlier, and I think we'll see continued growth this year and beyond in substantial ways. In fact, just this morning we announced that we got our first power grid order in China. So we've already penetrated China. In fact, this is a strategy we expect to replicate in countries around the world. Penetrate with wind, get licensees that are manufacturing wind turbines, sell them the core electrical components and so forth, and then address the grid opportunity in each one of those countries. Been working on China for a while now, got our first order today for 16 megavar DVAR system that'll go in a substation in Inner Mongolia. It happens to be a substation, 220 kilovolt substation that's getting power fed in from 7 wind farms in Inner Mongolia there. I expect we're going to replicate this over and over again in China, but then we'll do it in India, Turkey, Vietnam, and all these other growth economies around the world. That's what we plan to do.
And we're back.
Hey, this is huge, and I'll tell you something, guys. Now, not like I know anything except, oh, that's right, I know everything. I just told you from StockTwits, 98%, 20% in a day. These guys are awesome, right? This is your next one. American superconductor, they're up 4.5% today, right? The markets are essentially flat. This is a huge deal for them to be supplying this. This is the first one for the Chinese power grid where they're getting it from these guys, from Americans.
That's nice.
This is huge. This is huge. And let me tell you, their stock's way down, right? It's at 18 and a quarter a share, right? 52-week range, 822 to 47. When things come around, these guys are going to whipsaw. I love the potential in this company, and they're a good, solid company. These guys aren't a lot of the vaporware you see where it's, we're going to sell this there, you know, and it doesn't actually come to pass. You're a little actress, you know
They
about
follow
that,
through.
right?
What, following through?
I'm going to put you into this, I'm going to put you into that, right?
Sad.
These guys are not that.
Never follow through. Anyway, did you want to go into Carrie?
I do.
Yeah. Got Carrie Tifu, CEO of Benchmark Electronics, BHE, announces aerospace systems certification for Thailand facility and their recent partnership with Silicon Graphics and NASA in December 2008.
Nifty partners, right?
Ivan Donaldson, manager of Micron Technology, MU, reveals company plans to focus on working capital in the coming 2 quarters, and they predict a 40% growth in the PC and notebook sales and a 25% growth in high-end cell phones boosted by the youth market.
Yeah, I like Micron's presentation.
I'm part of the youth market.
You used to be.
I am. Anyway, Chai Ming-Hui, CEO of Paracom Semiconductor, PSEM, describes their strategy for 2009 with a new line of pipeline products and expansions with new applications this year. Ronald Neresian, Vice President and General Manager of the Wireless Business Unit in Agilent's Electronic Measurements Group A, talked about proactive actions taken to address downturn. He said they have initiated discretionary spending reductions, a hiring freeze, and eliminated merit pay raises and reduced AVP. They will also institute a 10% pay reduction, saving $100 million. Agilent expects to generate $600 million in 2009.
Let me tell you, there's so many interesting opportunities here at Needham, right? Needham are just fabulous stock pickers, right? I love their analysts, right? And as you know, that's an extreme rarity.
Yeah.
Right.
You to like anyone? Yes.
That's right.
We're not even going to talk politics anymore.
But I love their analysts, and I've made an awful lot of money over the years doing what I'm trying to get you to do. Listen to her for some highlights. Take a look at the videos for the 2 companies that we showed you earlier, and listen to the whole webcast for this and decide, man. And that's all I've done. And I've done that to great success over the years. This is the big one that kicks the year off. A lot of the companies know it, right? Macrovision was on. I don't know if we're going to have a Macrovision note or not. They're MVSN. We're on this morning. They own TV Guide, the channel, and TVGuide.com, and they sold that this morning. And I was looking through the tickers here this morning before we looked through the notes, and all of them have news today, like, because it's December and you have Hanukkah and Christmas, right? And New Year's.
This is post-New Year's bash.
Right. And this really is a post-New Year's bash. I have a lot of buddies that are flying in for this, right? From all over, because this
Black
is it.
tie, everything.
And a lot of the companies sign up, right? Sign and know that this is going to be the bash and the first one to kick off the new year, and they sign up for this stuff so that they can get in and have some great news, like Macrovision did this morning. Fantastic. They did a great deal on it this morning. They sold to Lionsgate.
Wow.
Yeah, you know Lionsgate.
Think we got room for one more? What do you think, Mike?
One more, German.
Lou Centofanti, CEO of Permafix, PESI, explained how they are positioned to be the major player in the nuclear waste treatment market. They're expanding to an on-site material management and are going to use their experience to take advantage of an emerging and growing high-level waste disposal.
Hey, super fantastic. Guys, check out StockTwits.com. Listen to the whole presentations here. Just StockTwits.
You're done with my Three Musketeers.
I'm done with your Three Musketeers. I'm going to see Howard from StockTwits tonight. You might have to come with me.
All right. Well, if you want to impress your peers this year, all you have to do is go to StockTwits.com.
I love you.
What?
You're a piece of work.
You were sad that I cut out the other twins?
No, they could be the only twins.
Okay. Anyway, if you do want to follow the Needham, don't forget it's wsw.com/webcast/Needham27. You can find us every day at Wall Street Media at WSMCO.com. Say goodbye, Doug.
You are quite the actress. You recalled that.
Say goodbye, Doug.
Goodbye.